as you saw or see, or whatever you may be doing, that was a brew on the Hario V60 Mugen Switch. And I'm kind of torn. I've been doing this whole series about brewers I recommend, things I recommend in coffee, and or things that I don't recommend in coffee. And I looked at the Mugen. And in this case, the Mugen Switch. And I was like, okay, do I recommend it? Or don't I? Because my whole idea or philosophy, it's pretty good. I need some water. Has changed on this whole brewer just because it's one of those things to where it's like, what do we really need out here? Do you need an immersion brewer? Do you need a percolation brewer, like a drip machine? Or just one of these? It works really well. There's no issue with it whatsoever. But a lot of times whenever I recommend things, I'm dealing with people who already have a Hario V60 or even a Hario V60 Switch. I have the OG to me, the Bona Vita. I have them all, whatever. That's not the point. The point here is that, what about you? If you already have a Hario V60 Switch, it's glass version. This one's plastic. Same collar and everything. Same funky device inside to stop the brew, to let the brew release. Do you need this? I would say no. If you already have a Hario V60, you don't need this. Same thing as I don't recommend a regular Mugen Switch or Mugen in general, just because a Hario V60 does the exact same thing. As you saw, I did essentially a one pour. The beauty, the benefit of the Hario V60 Switch Mugen or the regular version is that you can stop the flow. So you can let the grounds really percolate together. I don't know how much I did, as you saw. It was just mostly for demonstration purposes. But I did about a 50 to 60 gram bloom for about 45 seconds to a minute. And then I let it drip through. And then I did one single pour after that. Again, one pour dripper. They say it on here? They don't. Hell, I don't even know why I kept the box. But I kept the box. Cool box, right? Like our all Hario boxes. Coffee imagination. And again, I'm not trying to bash on Hario. As you see, I have Hario products. I use them all the time. I have the ceramic, I have the regular, I have the version 3, I have the version 1. I have all these variations. I even have the Pegasus, which I don't recommend. It's somewhere in the cupboard. But it's one of those things to the point to where you're like, do you have enough? And I've answered this question many, many times. You do have enough. You have enough gear. You just have to have that curiosity for that bean. Because that's really what it's about. It's about that bean. What that bean does for you. What does that mean for you as you explore that coffee? And one of the reasons why, to me, I don't really recommend the Mugen if you already have the Switch is because the grooves are barely more protruding compared to a flat surface brewer. Now you may wonder, is like, okay, that's the difference. That's the difference that's going to make my coffee that much better. In truth, it's not. It's just a different variation of more so the same thing. It's not enough. For instance, let me show you another demonstration. Here's the origami. See those grooves? That's extremely exaggerated. I'm sure that's purposeful for many reasons. But you see how the grooves are protruding through, how irregular they are. To me, this creates maximum airflow. So if you're using the exact same filter, you're going to get more, I won't say more extraction. You're going to get more faster flows out of this brewer, supposedly sweeter cups. But you can mimic any type of brewer that you want to. You can use a cone shape. This plays an easier part in doing that. You can still do it, of course, with these brewers right here. But I guess what I'm saying here is that these, you can do the same thing. You can do the exact same one pour on the original Hario Switch, V60 Switch. The exact same thing. I've done it many times. The bed looks gnarly, looks funky, but it produces essentially the exact same cup. These brewers, there's no real difference between them. This one's probably just newer because Hario decided to kind of go to the extreme and to make sure that this was completely flat. Because if it's completely flat on the other extreme as this one presents, it does act as a slower drawdown because the way that the actual filter fits around this rim, it just slows it down even more so compared to this one by a little bit. And of course, the origami. What I've noticed, if you use the Hario or any brewers really for anything, is that you're gonna have to go a lot finer. But what I've noticed with these brewers with this technique, it's a technique thing, is that you'll get a sweeter cup of coffee. You truly, really will. But again, if you don't have a Hario V60 Switch and you want to get into the whole Switch game and you want to be different, get this. Same amount of money, 32, 35 bucks. I think this is about 40 bucks. You're dealing with a PBA free plastic brewer, which I love plastic brewers. There are some variations in taste, but not that much to like kill yourself over. I guess really what I'm saying here is that yes and no, I recommend this device. But if you already have something like this, if you're curious or whatever, you don't need this. They do the exact same thing. Hario knows this. They try to make it more than what it is. A lot of these companies do. You know, there's variations here and there, but at the end of the day, can I make a tasty cup out of any of these devices? The answer is yes. All day, every day. And if you master that just with one of these brewers, then you're going to be in a better place. Point blank. It's really that simple. So yes and no. Do I recommend this brewer? If you already have something similar to the Hario V60? No, not at all. Exact same thing. No real big difference. You could still use different papers. It'll probably fit a little better just because there's no grooves in it, whatever. You can use a cone shape. You can use a flatbed brewer for the most part. Fast filters, whatever. But at the end of the day, they do the same thing. That's all you really need and want. And as they do the same thing, just pick one. Again, I have the luxury of just not giving a shit and just buying whatever and seeing what it's really all about. And I think that's really the beauty of my assessment, me giving back to you, is that I'm not going to bullshit you. Then again, this is $30. That's the thing about this whole coffee specialty thing. You can watch hours and minutes of somebody telling you, yes, I recommend, and no, I don't. They may put affiliate link on their thing to hope that you do buy it or whatnot. I don't care. I really don't care what you buy, because this specialty coffee thing is just trippy. It's trippy. You know, it is trippy. People are out here spending 30, $40 for a bag of coffee. Because I used to be the same. That's why I got into roasting. Story for another day, right? But it doesn't matter. You can still get both of these devices. You'll probably be mesmerized how significantly or not significantly different it is compared to the Hario V60 that you already have. But then you realize that they kind of do the same thing. You're not going to really taste that much difference. Little variations here and there. And sometimes when we play around with the variations, they can get us in trouble really fast, mainly for our pocketbooks. But again, we're in a weird place. We're in specialty coffee, like where money doesn't matter. So even if you do buy something like this, so what? Put it in the cupboard, live another day, wait for the next thing to come out, and then you're going to enjoy it. And then you're going to keep going that in that rabbit hole, right? So do what you need to, do what you want to, but I highly recommend that if you already have this, stay with it. You don't need this. If you don't have a Switch version type of situation, get this. It does the exact same thing as the regular Switch. I've done 2, 3, 4 pours. My bed looks the exact same as this one. So that's just me, just giving you my honest opinion, assessment, reality check. Sometimes I wonder if this is more for me than you, but I love just helping and just letting you know that coffee imagination, that's really what it's about. It's about the coffee. It's not about this thing or that thing or the thing that I just showed. It's about this and how it makes me feel. And if I can produce that out of a sock, then so be it. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.